Am I the asshole for not allowing my sister near my bearded dragon after doing a TikTok trend with my pet? Throwaway cuz I don't want this linked to my account and I am on mobile so formatting might be weird. I 18F have a bearded dragon named Phil who I have had for about 1 year now. Phil is deeply loved by me and my family. My sister 15F, who I will call Jane, really likes to make TikToks of Phil, which I have completely no problem with since they're normally just videos of Phil running around or doing something silly like opening his mouth when he basks. Yesterday my sister came up to me to show me a TikTok she had made of Phil. There is a trend on TikTok of putting butter on dogs as some audio plays over it of this guy saying "butter dog." Well, Jane showed me a video of her putting some soft butter on Phil so that she could follow the trend. When I saw that I became very upset. I had seen a video recently of someone explaining how doing this trend with bearded dragons can be dangerous cause the butter will stick to their skin and if they get put back under their basking light the butter will heat up and basically burn the bearded dragon's skin. I told Jane to delete the video and that she can't do stuff like that with Phil and quickly got him out from under his basking light that she had put him back under after the video and started to bathe him in the tub to try and get off any of the butter she didn't wipe off. My sister came and told me I was overreacting and that it's just a fun trend. It snapped at her and told her I'm not letting her near Phil until she apologizes to me and promises to not do trends like these with Phil again, and ask me every time she wants to make a video with Phil. My sister got angry and told me she wasn't apologizing for just wanting to have fun with Phil and that I can't take Phil away from her. After I finished making sure all the butter was off I put him back in his tank that's in my room and told her she's not allowed to come in and take Phil. My parents found out this morning and told me I was out of line for what I did and that it was just an innocent video. They told me I need to stop freaking out so much over things that involve Phil. My sister said she's not apologizing cause she didn't know it would hurt Phil so I should get over it and let her see Phil again. I feel like I can't trust her with Phil though. If she hadn't shown me the video Phil would have sat in his tank getting burned under his basking light and I wouldn't even know until it was too late. I think I might be the asshole cause I could be overreacting like my family say I am and for yelling at her when she didn't know that doing the trend would hurt Phil. So Reddit, am I the asshole here? Edit, thank you for the awards. I will be trying my best to reply to everyone but just know I've been reading everyone's comments and I appreciate all the advice I have been getting. Edit 2, wow. Didn't expect all this attention, people have been asking for a pic of Phil though so here. Phil the Beardy. Edit 3, mini update, I'm just gonna answer a question I've been getting a lot. Yes, I did tell her and my parents why it was dangerous to put butter on his head. I'm gonna sit them down sometime today or tomorrow and try to explain to them today with evidence to show them why what my sister did wasn't just a fun trend but could have hurt or killed Phil. I also ordered a lock for his tank. Thank you everyone for the awards and support. I'm gonna be sitting down and reading all the new comments once I finish my online work. NTA. Going viral on social media is not worth potentially harming a pet. Not the asshole. I don't know much about lizards, but it sounds like you have a genuine concern here, and you are entirely justified in wanting to ensure the health and safety of your animal. Not the asshole. If your sister cared so much about Phil, she would have been sorry about doing something that potentially causes him harm and worried that he might not be okay. The safety of your animal is a lot more important than the feelings of your sister, especially over something as petty as a TikTok. Animals are not a trend to get likes and views for, and if your sister doesn't understand that, then she doesn't deserve the privilege of seeing Phil, no matter how upset she might be. Not the asshole. I can see myself not thinking about something like that. However, when called out, I would feel absolutely terrible for my lack of foresight and apologize. I would not dig my heels in and complain about someone taking their own pet away from me. Not the asshole. It sounds like you were a bit sharp, but given that your sister's reaction wasn't "OMG I didn't know it could hurt Phil, I'm sorry, I'll ask before I do it again," but to get mad at you for just saying she needs to ask before grabbing him a really normal restriction. In your shoes I probably would say he's fully off limits unless I am supervising. You're justified in treating her like a child. Because she's acting like one. Your parents, well, I don't know what their issue is, but good on you for being a good pet owner despite them. A lot of folks don't treat non-mammal pets very well because they don't think of them as feeling anything. Not the asshole. It's not like you're saying she can never see Phil again. You just want her to 1. Apologize for doing something that could have hurt him, and 2. Check with you so that you can make sure that what she wants to do isn't going to hurt him. That's perfectly reasonable. Not the asshole. Reptile care can be very different from standard pets. Your sister clearly does not value Phil's well-being as an asshole. You are 100% justified in limiting access. Your parents are also assholes for not seeing it. Ask them how they would feel about a couple $100 vet visit if he was injured. Imagine if this random TikTok trend has been about avocados? Phil would have been in mortal danger as they are highly toxic. My hunch is that your inconsiderate sister would have smeared poison on his head for imaginary internet points without so much as a second thought. Protecting a life against careless negligence is not an overreaction. Not the asshole. She can go fuck off. I have Tegus and Beardies and I would never speak to her until she apologized. I'm livid right now. She could have killed him. She's an animal abuser. And she doesn't even see it. God, I should not have clicked on this. Not the asshole. Putting butter on dogs as some audio plays over it of this guy saying butter dog. Well, Jane showed me a video of her putting some soft butter on Phil so that she could follow the trend. This is so dumb. He's not even a damn dog. He's also not a toy. You're keeping your pet safe. Not the asshole. This could have seriously injured him, which would cost money because he would definitely need to be treated by the vet. You did not overreact. He is your pet, and if you don't want someone who put him at risk to have access to him, that is your right. Your sister owes you an apology. Intent doesn't mean shit when it harms someone else. Just because it's not something she deserves to be hated forever over does not mean she doesn't owe you and Phil an apology. Not the asshole. Your sister is not the brightest bulb in the pack for this. Reptiles have to be kept warm and butter under any kind of heat turns into lava. Your sister could have burned Phil to such a point, he would have died. And that whole, well I didn't know so, let me have Phil, is a metric high steaming pile of bullcrap. If your sis really cared about Phil and not Phil's TikTok views, then she would have taken the time to look up what happens when you apply freaking butter to an animal who requires being under a heat lamp constantly. Info: I'm clearly old and missing something here. Just so I've got this straight, people put butter on animals, post it online and others are so entertained that they not only watch it, but replicate it? On the one hand, I could weep for what humanity has become. On the other hand, watch out for my video of me buttering my toast. Not the asshole. Your pet, your rules. If your sister won't see the error of her ways, let her get her own pet and take care of it. NTA, she did something stupid that put an animal at risk cause of a trend. She should be punished, not told it was okay cause she didn't know. Ignorance doesn't work in law, why should be okay if it endangers a pet? Not the asshole. She is too irresponsible and does not show good enough judgment to be left alone with animals or small children. She could have killed him. Your parents should stay the hell out of this if they don't understand that. Animal abuse is a crime. She basically posted herself hurting an animal for views. Maybe she's too young and immature to get that, but it's not okay on any level. Getting angry to protect an innocent life, yes even just a pet, is never something you should feel like you are an asshole over. If anger is required to set boundaries that save a life, then use that anger. Don't back down on this one, kiddo. Not the asshole. Does she realize he's the family pet, not a Sunday roast to be glazed? Shouldn't be allowed near him until she understands the dangerous action she took. Not the asshole. The worst thing you did was snap, but that's entirely understandable when your pet could be hurt for an internet meme. Living animals aren't props, and your sister needs to learn that. NTA. She endangered your pet, and can't be sure she won't do it again. You told her she can't be around your pet. That's the sane and rational thing to do. Your sister and parents are the asshole, though. Not the asshole at all. If I had made a mistake as serious as that, not that I ever would, I would at the very least be extremely apologetic, which is something your sister doesn't even seem to be able to muster. I am also kindly asking for butter-free beardy tax, slightly smiling face. Not the asshole. Tell your parents that the innocent video could have harmed Phil and killed him or required vet care, and that it upsets you that your sister won't say sorry and they are brushing it off. Not knowing it was unsafe doesn't erase the harm it could cause. You just want to know Phil is safe, so you're asking her to say sorry and check with you first. Not the asshole, but info, did you explain to her why the butter thing was a problem? Not the asshole. You're just looking out for your pet. She absolutely owes you an apology and Phil too lol. Not the asshole. Your sister obviously doesn't understand what an apology is at age 15 and your parents' reaction gives me an inkling as to why that is. Not the asshole at all. She could have seriously hurt him. So many animal TikTok trends are abusive, it's horrible. Not the asshole at all. Butter dog? Are we intentionally trying to make an entire generation stupid as hell? Not the asshole. Your sister is way out of line. She could have seriously hurt your pet. She shouldn't be allowed anywhere near him until she apologizes and understands why that is horrible to do to him. Not the asshole. Exotic pets do require special care and it's irresponsible and cruel to not follow the proper care for them. Butter on a dog? How is that even remotely entertaining, let alone funny? It just sounds stupid. My suggestion? Find some information from a subject matter expert and show it to your sister and parents. If you were mean or screamed at her or went overboard in what to said to her, maybe apologize for the delivery, but not the message. Not the asshole. Your pet, your rules. My sister said she's not apologizing cause she didn't know it would hurt Phil, so I should get over it and let her see Phil again. Her ignorance is not an excuse for endangering Phil. Not the asshole. People have died doing these stupid trend videos. What if your sister started eating Tide Pods? Would you parents think it was innocent then? Not the asshole. She put the poor thing in danger so she could fish for attention on TikTok. That's fucking evil. Not the asshole. TikTok is the fucking worst for this trend shit and kids are stupid as fuck. That could have gone south or she would feel empowered to do even dumber shit with living animals. Side note, fuck TikTok. Not the asshole. I got a rabbit in high school and still have him actually, and my family was the same exact way about possibly harming him. Oh, he's just an animal, he'll be okay. Maybe he will, but there's something called compassion and boundaries. You may not care about my pet, but I do, so please respect that. Not the asshole. As a pet owner, your job is to protect your pet. Your sister has shown getting recognition on TikTok is more important than keeping your pet safe. After seeing Kim Kardashian post pictures of an obviously very distressed Beardy the other day with a gem stuck to the third eye area, I think that now more than ever, misinformation about bearded dragons needs to be squashed. They ain't toys and they ain't to be used purely for clout on the internet. Not the asshole. Okay, here's the thing. Let's say you're driving and accidentally do something that warrants a ticket, unbeknownst to you. You're in a different state and there's different rules and you just didn't know. When a cop pulls you over, "I didn't know" is not really a sufficient reason for them to not ticket you over it. Just because you didn't know does not excuse your actions. She owes you an apology regardless of whether she knew or not. If she cared about Phil, she should at least feel a little sorry. I wouldn't let your sister play with Phil until she understands how to properly care for him. I'd also have her start running her Phil TikToks by you from now on. Not the asshole. Am I the asshole for preventing my sister from being around my animal after she could have killed him to follow a stupid internet trend? No, you're not the asshole. Do your parents really not get that she could have killed, or at least severely injured, this lizard? Phil is a very handsome fellow. Not the asshole. Your requests of your sister are very reasonable. I hope for Phil's sake you stick to your guns, even against your parents. You are an excellent mother of dragon. Purple heart. I would just like to know why you are serving Phil on a plate. Other than that, love him. Definitely not the asshole. She did something wrong, now she has to deal with the consequences, and if she can't handle it then she shouldn't have done it. All she has to do is apologize. I'm not big on bearded dragons just because I've never had an experience with one, but yours is very beautiful. Not the asshole. I don't think your sister is the A for doing the butter thing in the first place because she probably just didn't know, and we all make mistakes. I think she's the A for not apologizing respectfully when you pointed out the issue and acting like you're the problem here. I do think if you can get her to show responsibility, apologize for the above, it would be a bit silly to ban her from interacting with or videoing Phil without approval from you if most of her videos are just Phil being Phil. Not the asshole. You are allowed to say no to people who try to cook your pet alive. Not the asshole. She's just making a fun video until she kills him. Just like how someone's just driving 100 miles per hour for fun until there's a car accident. Not the asshole. Why don't you just explain why it was so bad to your parents? NTA. He is a pet, not a prop. I didn't know so you can't blame me is not a good excuse for putting a fat-based product on such a cute little guy. Not the asshole and thank you for naming him Phil, this was a delight to read, smile smile smile. Not the asshole. As a bearded dragon owner I would be livid. It's almost as bad as when someone asked me if my bearded dragon could eat cookies. Can't fix dumb, I swear. Not the asshole. You're definitely not overreacting. Though, I gotta ask, did you explain to them why it wasn't okay? If you did and they still reacted like that, I'm sorry but they're awful people. A pet isn't just some toy. It's a living thing. Not the asshole. You are right to protect your dragon. Maybe your vet can explain to your parents why what your sister did is so dangerous and stupid. Not the asshole. People shouldn't handle animals, creatures, etc. that they don't understand. Your parents are out of line to say you are overreacting. I'm so upset for you. The fact that you even have to explain this or wonder if you're the asshole hurts me because you are absolutely not and you're Phil's savior. Just like we don't feed dogs chocolate, or give ducks bread anymore, or put our fingers in our eye after handling spices, there are certain things we just don't do for the welfare of that being. Sheesh. Good thing Phil has someone who loves him and understands his specific needs. Of course she never meant to hurt him, but that really doesn't matter at the end of the day. We all learn and need to be held accountable, apologize and do better. Phil is great by the way. Very majestic.